What's going on, Don't Unfriend Me Nation? Matthew Spear from the Don't Unfriend Me Show. Good to see you. Good to have you and all that stuff. Joe Biden, administration, Kamala Harris, the media, lying again about the border. What's new? I did a video a while back in regards to the Border Patrol supposedly whipping migrants with their tethers and reins from horses. And this was all a lie. Blew this thing apart, destroyed that narrative, and then, of course, no retractions except for the back of the pages, and I didn't get an apology for it. But what are they doing now? Well, supposedly the Governor Abbott of Texas, is drowning illegal immigrants, just holding their heads under the water, putting a foot on their backs as they're trying to come over. Of course, this is what the White House administration is saying, and that they're murdering people. But once again, not all the facts are being represented or presented to you. That's what I'm here for. 15 seconds. I'll be right back, and I'll break it down.
Do you want the truth? Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more f***ed up than the lies on the evening news? Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and
That's Still Point, STIILPOINT, the Don't Unfriend Me band. Live in Georgia. They'll be touring this summer. Make sure you go over to iTunes and say hello. This time we really mean it. Border Patrol agents are killing illegal immigrants or whipping them or putting them in cages, even though that was Biden and Obama. We know this. The cages were from 2012. Donald Trump just continued the policies that they did. And here's the thing. If you don't like the way that the border is going, then change it. You've had plenty of time to do it. Donald Trump had time to do it. He wanted to put a wall. He wanted to give you DACA. He wanted to give you 1.5 million illegal immigrants to be naturalized. And you didn't want it solved. Why don't you want it solved? Well, because it's a great political ploy. We know this. You did it during the primaries. You did it during the general election. And you did it during the midterms. This is a Democrat mockingbird call. We know it. And you sit here and say it's the Republicans' fault. Well, you haven't done anything about the border, and the reason why is because you know where those votes are going to go. We're going to break it down for you today. First, I want to show you the videos. I want you to know what they're saying, and this will give you Joe Biden's reaction to saying 100%. 10 years ago, he was saying that the border is not secure and that we need a wall. In fact, all Democrats were saying that. But once they realized that their voting base was withering away, they would have to do something like go ahead and change the rules or have felons vote or people under the age of 18, all ideas that Democrats propose and actually support, including allowing unfettered illegal access of immigrants and naturalizing them once they get here, having kids, and changing a generation of Americans to vote Democrat. This is their plan. Here's the video of Joe Biden lying and then also asking for the money. Here it is.
You say the House Republicans were trying to impeach the organs, sir. Do you think it's unconstitutional? Are you on the same page with Prime Minister Netanyahu that the border is secure, sir?
No, I haven't believed it for the last 10 years. But I've said it for the last 10 years.
Do you believe your
Give me the money.
Do you believe your policies have enabled any of this crisis in the border that you're rattling now?
I've asked for thousands more everything. Judges.
You say the House Republicans were trying to impeach the organs, sir.
Oh, yeah, he's all together. That is a steaming large pile of
bullshit.
Absolutely. Donald Trump is supposedly the one who lies all the time. But if you take a look at the numbers and you take a look at the overall satisfaction of the general public, 73% say that they are not approving what Joe Biden is doing. But Donald Trump had some of the best success on the border. If he just would have kept those policies in place, he chose not to do that. But here's the thing. Joe Biden, you're right, 10 years ago, he did say those things, but that's not what he's saying now, and that's not what he has said for his entirety of his administration. Listen to this. 17 times Democrats have lied for Joe Biden, and he also has lied himself that the border was indeed secure, that there was no problem with illegal immigration, and this is just a Fox News ploy.
States will continue to enforce our laws and secure our border.
The border is, in fact, secure.
A record 221,000 migrants crossed into the U.S. last month.
Our border is secure. We believe certainly that the border is secure.
1,300
migrants a day.
We have taken unprecedented action over the past year and a half to secure our border and rebuild a safer and orderly process system.
This year is on pace to be the deadliest year for migrants crossing into this region of Texas in recent memory.
The border
And it's all because of Greg
is
Abbott.
secure.
The border is secure and the border is not open.
Crossings are still at an all-time high, with Border Patrol reporting more than 1.8 million apprehensions from October 2021 through July.
The border remains closed. It is not open. We are turning away the majority of adults, but
The border is secure. The border is closed.
So we are offering solutions. That's what the Biden-Harris administration has been doing since day one.
Oh, please.
This is worse now than it was before.
A record number of migrants this year, and the total could surpass 2 million by the end of September.
We're certainly doing a lot more to secure the border.
Bullshit.
A secure border.
And we have a process in place to manage migrants at the border.
a record surge of migrants in New York City.
Over 2 million illegal immigrants crossing the southern border, an all-time record.
The border is secure.
We agree that the border is secure.
You suck, you jackass.
The United States will continue.
And I think we've all seen and heard it 1,000 times. We all know the truth. We know that this absolutely 100% is not being covered by the media. You've seen Fox go down there. You've seen podcasters and talking heads and Republicans go down there. But Joe Biden, Kamala Harris do a flyby, and all of a sudden they clean up the area like they did in San Francisco, and they expect it to be done. All they have to do is talk to the Border Patrol agents. All they have to do is talk to the directors, and anyone will tell you that this is 100% out of control. But muddled with that, I will go ahead and destroy those talking points in a second. But KJP, Karen Claude Jean Pierre, whatever the hell her name is, had some things to say, and they are keeping her feet to the flames because Democrats know this will be a huge topic during the election, just like abortion was during the actual midterms. Listen to this.
If you're saying that, the White House, the president doesn't want to, insult the American people, will the administration then amend its separate statement that imply that Texas officials were responsible for the deaths of 3 migrants when, in fact, they had nothing to do with it? They had already been dead for an hour by the time Mexico told anyone in the U.S. about it, and the administration admitted as much in their court filing. They acknowledged that in their court filing, but the statement from the White House implies that Texas was responsible, and a number of outlets were forced to issue corrections and editor's notes because of that White House statement. So will the White House amend that statement?
So let's be sensitive here. 3 people died. 3 migrants died.
That's not... We know. Of course people died. We understand that. And there's no reason to be sensitive because the damage is already done. The question is, why did you lie and once again try to malign and blame Border Patrol agents? Right after this video, you're going to see a show that I did almost a year ago, or maybe even a little more than that, in regards to the whipping of Border Patrol agents whipping illegal immigrants who are Border Patrol on horseback. And I blew that story apart. For her to sit here and say, we need to be sensitive, we're past sensitive, lady. 3 people are dead. And the administration should take responsibility for this and ultimately say it's our policies that have failed. And not blame the Border Patrol, not blame the National Guard. Texas is doing exactly what it needs to do to protect its constituents when the federal government fails to enforce its borders.
2 children and a woman. That was devastating. Devastating situation, heartbreaking situation.
We know.
Let's be really mindful of what we're talking about here. I want to take a step back and just as you're talking about our statement, look, as I mentioned, a woman and 2 children died. They drowned near Eagle Pass, which is...
Talk about stalling. I mean, Joseph Stalin is in the house.
They said devastating, and that Texas officials blocked Border Patrol from accessing...
You are fake news.
That's what was happening.
This photo of a Border Patrol agent appearing to whip a migrant was widely shared in the press and by reporters on Twitter, yet its misinterpretation fueled media bias by photo and misinformation. But the image isn't what it appeared to be. Another angle of the photo clearly shows the agent grabbing the migrant, not whipping him. What many thought was a whip actually is a rein, a tool used to drive a horse. And in the initial photo, the agent's hand grabbing the man's shirt is still visible, behind the reins. The media quickly ran with the presumption that the outlets publishing these headlines, and they assumed that agents were whipping. Sorry for the old video. We've upgraded, but also Facebook downgrades most of the videos, so I don't keep a catalog. Geez, I don't have the server space for it, but we've obviously upgraded the cameras, so nice to go down memory lane. The nut straight, and just the nut straight. We've already blown this apart. We know that they lie. We know the media lies. The administration lies. And they're lying about this. Nobody murdered migrants. No policy that Texas put in place murdered migrants. This is the failed policy of the Biden administration, and now they're trying to backpedal. So let's go ahead and just keep it honest, right? Let's keep it true, and let's keep it to the nut straight, because that's all we do. It is alleged that during his initial days in office, as you heard on the video, President Biden attempted to pass a comprehensive plan to secure the border and reform the immigration system. However, in his first year, he issued close to 90 executive orders, reversing previous successful border and immigration policies. The Biden administration and Secretary Mayorkas have been accused of issuing memos ad nauseum and implementing policy changes that reduce detention and deportation, as we've seen, which critics argue, and myself, it undermines the border security and strains the legal immigration system. DHS encounter numbers are cited as evidence of the negative impact of these policies, with record high numbers of encounters reported. President Biden claimed that his recent funding requests to secure the border have been rejected by Congress. He states that his administration has added more Border Patrol agents and implemented advanced technology. What technology, we don't know. Critics and myself argue that his funding requests would only exacerbate the influx of illegal immigrants, as the funds are primarily used to increase processing capacity, which would just allow us to bring in more. Furthermore, the recent omnibus bill reportedly restricted the use of funds for acquiring, maintaining, or extending border security technology, except for improving Border Patrol processing. Conservatives claim they have proposed viable solutions to the border crisis. I've read the bill, and it rejects Biden's plans for allegedly encouraging illegal immigration. How about President Biden's statement that many illegal border crossers are asylum seekers fleeing oppression? And that is contested. I argue that the majority of these individuals do not meet the legal criteria for asylum, which is based on specific types of persecution. There are claims of widespread fraudulent asylum claims with a high denial rate under previous administrations that are not here with Joe Biden. The argument is made that while many illegal immigrants seek better lives or employment, this does not equate to fleeing persecution, and such claims unfairly disadvantage legal immigrants waiting for their turn. Biden's also claimed of continued adherence to Title 42 authority as required by the Supreme Court is challenged. Critics assert that the Biden administration has been actively opposing Title 42 behind the scenes and has been reluctant in its implementation, similar to its approach to the Remain in Mexico policy. Despite court orders, expulsion numbers have reportedly decreased, contrasting with the administration's domestic public health measures and also previous numbers from other administrations. President Biden's belief in the nation's capacity to handle the border situation is questioned in light of the challenges faced by border towns and cities. Mayors from various cities, including those led by Democratic mayors, New York is one of them, have reportedly expressed their inability to support the influx of illegal migrants seeking federal assistance to cover the associated costs. These sanctuary cities are up for debate. I argue also that Biden's immigration policies have been detrimental and unsustainable, with the president seemingly set to continue these policies come hell or high water. Notably, after years of not visiting the border and considering other issues as more pressing, Biden plans a visit, raising curiosity about the reception he will receive from strained border communities and federal agents. Of course, this is all about the election. This is all about the future. This has nothing to do with today and what's important, which is fentanyl, the amount of illegal immigration coming into these cities, whether it's rape, whether it's child sex trafficking. It doesn't matter. All of these problems have been plaguing us for the last 3.5 years. And for Joe Biden to sit here and pretend that he's going to do something and get on his horse in his poopy diaper and go ahead and stop immigration, it's a little too late. The damage is done. Folks, thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me show. Please do me a favor. Follow, like, and share the show if you would not mind. We would greatly appreciate it if you would. You can also find us live, 7 o'clock, new time, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. We would love if you would stop by. You can follow us on Spreely or Facebook or Twitter, YouTube, wherever. We're live on all of them, and we will see you. You can also stop by thedumbshow.com, pick yourself up a hat, a shirt, some coffee, or something like that to help support the show. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tonight at 7. Good night.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.